When your opponent draws the cards by their card effect, reveal the cards they drew, and if there's monsters among them, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the total attack of those monsters. And if you do banish all revealed cards, your opponent has to draw cards by their card effect, so you can't activate Trickster, Reincarnation, Present Card, Disturbance Strategy, basically anything that forces your opponent to draw and fulfill this activation requirement. Stop cheating. Monsters have to be drawn / reveal for you to your opponent, and damage has to be dealt for the cards drawn to get banished, but none of this happens if no monsters are drawn. Anybody else see a problem with this? It is possible you catch your opponent drawing a lot of cards, and as long as one monster is among those lot of cards, they all gone. But also, it's very well possible this card ends up doing nothing besides letting you see what your opponent drew. That's more likely gonna kill you. I'ma say that the latter will happen more often than the former.
Am I lying?
I see nowhere in this effect saying this turn, so to me that says it doesn't linger for their turn. This happens one time and you can only activate one per turn, which really doesn't help the case. That aside, I think the biggest issue with this card,
well, not with this card per se, but
yeah, with this card is due to how it's worded. It will not work against Saryuja's draw 4 as some may think.
Explain yourself!
You can't activate this any card for that matter in the middle of an effect resolving. If Saryuja only lets you draw 4 cards, you could activate this right after that effect resolve, no problem. But you're also forced to put 3 cards in your hand on the bottom of the deck, which means this can't be activated till afterwards. And also your opponent can just put cards drawn with Saryuja back on the bottom of the deck. Let's just assume, however, they kept 1 card drawn. If you activate this, you'd only get to see 1 card, and if that card isn't a monster, what does this do?
Nothing!
This is a good card. In concept, it's one of those that can be debated if it's good or bad, because you honestly don't know how good or bad it'll be. I will say this though, because your opponent has to draw by their effect and not yours, that makes this worse. I'm not really a fan of Reincarnation Draw, but I can't really deny the fact that it's effective. So if you could force them to draw, then activate this right after, that would be on the same level. Actually, that may be worse than Reincarnation Draw. If that's why this relies on your opponent drawing because of their card effect, I completely understand. Look at Konami using restrictions to prevent abuse domestically. Good job!
Way to go!
Thanks for watching. Just go ask if your dad shows up to click or to watch what if you would like.
Help me!
Without spending your money, but my Patreon's in the description if you happen to be feeling just a little bit generous. Discord server link in your description. Thank you very much. I appreciate you a lot.